and its center at Iznik. Another state was founded around Trebizond by Alexius by Alexis Comnenus. With the Byzantine Emperor resident in Anatolia and devoting all his resources to the defense of his realm, the Seljuks of Rum found it difficult to advance against the strong system of fortifications thrown up by the Lascarids to guard the eastern border of their lands. The Ghazis found more profitable areas in the north and south. After the Ghazi raids came the Seljuk state, taking possession of Sinope on the Black Sea and Antalya on the Mediterranean. Get this. For close to half a century, the Seljuk-Byzantine frontier remained relatively quiet and free from the raids of the Ghazis, a situation favorable to the interests of the rulers on both sides, enabling them to devote their attentions to internal problems. So after hundreds of years of war, the Seljuks are actually in favor of a little bit of peace and quiet once in a while now. But it's a short breathing spell of peace there. Quote, two momentous events served to break the stalemate on the frontier. One was the Mongol invasion, and the other was the reconquest of Constantinople by the Byzantines. On June 2nd, 1243, a Mongol army defeated the Seljuks near Kusadag in eastern Anatolia. The Mongols raided deep into Asia Minor, but they did not do away with the Seljuks of Rum. Instead, they reduced the once proud kingdom to a vassal state, in which condition it lingered until the death of the last subjugated sultan in 1307. Weakened by the encounter with the Mongols, and by internal factors as well, the Seljuks could no longer restrain the Ghazis from attacking on the frontier of Byzantium. At the same time, the older frontier elements were now strengthened by the new forces. These included Turkomans, most of whom had been driven out of their old pastures by the Mongols, and peasants fleeing the burdens of taxation, as well as dervishes and other holy men who led the resistance against the Mongols in Persia. The dislocation of government and society engendered by the Mongol invasion and subsequent collapse of the Seljuks created in Anatolia a new state of frenzy. New leaders appeared, the most notable being Karaman ibn Musa Sufi. His descendants, the Karamanids, founded a border principality in the foothills of the Taurus Mountains around Ermenik. All along the frontier, Ghazi warfare against Byzantium resumed. Resumption of frontier hostilities coincided with the reconquest of Constantinople by the Greeks under Emperor Michael VIII, Palaiologos, in 1261. I love Greece, love Greek culture. Can't do much with some of their names. Removal of the heart of the empire from Anatolia to Constantinople had immense consequences. Re-established in Constantinople under the Palaiologi, the Byzantine Empire focused its attention on the Balkans. The defense system erected in Anatolia by the Lascarids was allowed to deteriorate. Ghazi raids soon revealed the weakness of those defenses, and the Ghazis intensified their drive in the face of crumbling resistance. Many local Greek inhabitants, feeling themselves deserted by the Byzantine forces, threw in their lot with the Ghazis, facilitating absorption of western Anatolia. Early in the 14th century, the Palaiologi were driven from that region. Western Asia Minor was now almost entirely in the hands of the Turks, who were organized into a number of Turkish Ghazi Emirates or principalities. These emirates were the products of borderland warfare and were imbued with the Ghazi spirit. The emirs or chiefs had led the bands that conquered the various districts, and they became the founders of dynasties of varying fortunes, some of longer duration than others. Surprise. Well, that's all we need. We're going to end right there with our information about Byzantine and the Seljuk Turks. Seljuk Turks were originally a vicious military band, much like the Germans, who ended up becoming civilized and then disappeared at some point. And in the middle of all this, there was some preservation of Greek learning, Greek ideas, philosophy, study, especially by accident. Because as it turns out, there were Muslims who burned libraries, and they said, if the books here have anything valuable in them, then it's already in the Quran. And if the books here don't have anything valuable in them, then we don't need them. Therefore, burn the books. That's Muslims. So anybody who thinks that Islam held the Greek fire during the Dark Age in Europe, there was quite a Dark Age in Islam. I mean, that's not that just constant warfare for hundreds of years with no principle behind it, no reason behind it, no principle, nothing just but religious bickering and desire for territory and war booty. That's it. So, there's the Seljuk Turks, just another unprincipled band in history. Better than the Dark Ages in Western Europe, but not by much.